What's going on, folks? It's DK with something new today. It's Unorthodox training, part of my side stories for Prominence, a custom campaign that will eventually be released. I hope so. But this was for Minimap Arena 2020, Quarantino, if you want to say. If you're not sure what this is, it's for it's like for Jay Barino's YouTube channel where he showcases fan submissions of StarCraft, StarCraft 2, Warcraft 3, etc. And of course, in my case, I submitted StarCraft Remastered content for him. And then today I was in his the live feed, or what do you call that? Yeah, anyway, I was in his stream. Yeah, stream, not live feed, stream. And yeah, I saw him playing my submission, and I think it's a good time for me to upload my playthrough of this now. My own map, obviously. Let's get this started. Unorthodox Trading. You are one of the newly appointed directors, ready to serve the Bloodthorn Empire. The Empire, however, requires you to take a training course to test your worth. And it's fully voice acted, courtesy of yours truly. Yes, indeed. I mean, my previous submission was, it had voice acting too, but this time I did all the voice acting, because not many characters are gonna talk. Platform Vinex, Empire of Bloodthorn Training Field. Welcome, Director. I've been expecting you. The name's COVID Hill. You can call me Hill. The Empire sent me to oversee if you're truly worth being a director of our caliber. You see, Director, we do things differently here. Unlike the other Terrans in this sector, we take our military training very seriously. Your first role as director is to know how to command your own squad. That's why I called you here on this space platform. This will be your first and last training. I'll see to it that you'll fulfill the Empire's expectations after we're done here. General, he'll be arriving momentarily. Good. There is someone I want you to meet. He'll be helping you with your training. Find a dropship nearby and wait for further instructions. Find a dropship, and that's the end of the briefing, guys. And yes, I voice acted that General Duke guy, whose name is COVID Hill in my little series here.
Nothing like a good smoke.
And we gotta find a dropship. Yes, find a dropship.
Rock and roll. I'm here.
Looks like you've met him. He's Rose
Not
32C,
enough energy.
an elite soldier of the Empire, ready to be commanded under your orders. He'll join you with the training that's commencing shortly. Go to the beacon nearby and I'll explain what you'll be doing soon.
Never know what hit him.
Go to the beacon. And this is Rose 32C, a little of a different variant of the other Rose that was in
I hear that.
the other one that I submitted. We'll get right into the training, Director. There are a total of 4 tests you'll be doing today. The first one involves you and Rose maneuvering a chain of explosions that can instantly kill you. You must find yourself to the exit all the way due east of your current location. Now, you might be wondering, are the explosions actually real? Yes, they are. Like I said before, Director, we do not mess around when it comes to our military. You'll have to prove yourself if you can survive this test, and you'll have a legion behind your back after all this is over. It's too late to back down now. Besides, it's not like you and the other directors go out in the battlefield like us soldiers. This is why the Empire mandates this kind of training, to see if they're fit to be our leader in their respective jurisdiction. It's a one-time thing. Anyway, good luck. You're going to need it.
I'm gone.
And that's the first test. And this is COVID Hill. And this character, Gene Virus, which will show up eventually in my Prominence campaign. And I am gonna save. This is not actually, I'll save it as legend. Why not?
I'm gone.
And yes,
Never know what hit him.
I got this inspiration from like Bound. In case you're not what Bound is, it's like a little explosion maneuvering map that's found in the good old golden days of StarCraft.
Never know what hit
And yeah, you just usually you control a Zergling and then you have to like maneuver around these explosions. But this time I used a ghost unit to do this, and this flag allows us to destroy this supply depot that blocks your way. So if you're playing this for the first time, you went to this area first to the right. Yeah, you'll get blocked by a supply. Supply blocked. Anyway, let's maneuver rolls here again. This is very simple. It's a rhythm game, which is what Bound is normally. And we'll save again here. And even though I'm the map maker, I need to use saves just in case. I'm not perfect, guys, but I'm confident that I'll not die because it is my own map. And yes, the trials have gotten harder, but it's doable, guys. And keep saving and keep moving like so. And there's some random units there. They're doing some thingy-majig in the space platform. Good, let's save again. And this is one of the first tests. There are 4 tests total in this map. I wanted to offer a lot of unique varieties of gameplay for this submission, so which is exactly what I did here. And now we have to avoid these awful explosions. Oh, okay, that was too bad. I had to time a little bit better. You gotta just time it better sometimes. Maybe wait for the... I think I can go right now, but... Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back like this. Oh, what? Okay, I misclicked it, guys. That was my bad. But yes, if we touch these explosions, we'll be blown apart to smithereens. Okay, that's good. Let's do this instead. Oh, okay, that was not the timing too either. But yes, it is beatable, but I just need to find the correct timing here. I mean, I play tested this quite a bit, so it is in fact doable. But you can kind of argue that the next test will be a little bit more funky, but in my opinion, it's easier than this segment. I don't know, maybe it's because my reflexes are not too bad, because I'm not old yet, thankfully. Alright, the Science Fest, I think I might have to wait on the second trial. Like over here, I might have to make some hard decisions over there. I can't lock these guys now because they're invulnerable, obviously. Yeah, this is how we were supposed to like it. No, wait. Oh god, that was... No, I should have just walked straight just now. What am I doing? Yeah, like right now, I should walk right now. No, why did I stop again? I don't know. I was scared of the vulture, guys. What can I say? Just walk. There we go. And that's it. Appears your physical movements are exceptional, Director. Don't be too relaxed, however. We're still not halfway though with your training. Your next test involves your ability to quickly dispose of incoming air units. Rose 32C will help you with that. Our starport will continuously produce automated aircrafts that will try to reach the wormhole. You'll prevent them from reaching that hole. You'll have access to the 5 turrets on the other side, as you can see, as well as the turret near you. Use those turrets and Rose to pass this test. He should be able to use lockdown indefinitely for this training. Failure is not an option, Director. Now, prepare yourself. And that's the second test. Pass the second test. Save. And even though I can use lockdown indefinitely, and I even use hyper triggers for this, but there are times when you play this map, you'll have not enough energy. Like right now, just now. Because if you spam too fast, it will have that not enough energy thing that pops up. But there's an easy way to do this. Well, first you gotta save a lot of times, obviously. And you can also use Rose to attack. And, you know, just kind of time your lockdown a little better. And even though I use hyper triggers, I thought the lockdown, the not enough energy problem would go away. It doesn't, so just gotta time your lockdown a little bit better. You know, that's what you gotta do in this map. What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, these guys are moving a little bit out now. I like to... Whoa, this guy's just attacked me just now. But I like to, yeah, this guy's attacking me too for some reason, because I guess I should have made the location box a little bit outer. They are triggered to keep moving over here, that's why. But let's be careful with Rose. Which means you don't really need to use the Ghost Hero too. Yeah, see, like, you see how the Science Vessel that just got unlocked, on lockdown? Is that a reverse of lockdown? God. Started to move again. So that's how it should be for the Battlecruiser, but it doesn't do that for some reason. Okay. Oh, that was close. That dropship almost got in there. But yeah, again, this I wanted to offer more playability for StarCraft content. So again, more micro portion here and there. Just gotta time your lockdown a little bit, like 2 at a time, in order to avoid the not enough energy glitch. Is it a glitch or a bug? I'll say it's a glitch. I was hoping I wouldn't encounter the not enough energy problem, but oh well. I thought using hyper triggers would fix it, but it doesn't, unfortunately. Gotta do what we gotta do, man. And keep locking units down like this. And actually, let's use the bottom turret too. Let's save. Not too shabby right now. Pretty easy so far. Oh, that guy almost got through. Yeah, there we go. And more race to come. Let's save. Just do. You don't really need to rush in this. Just need to lock down like that. No rush, even though it looks like they're coming super fast. Like, this is doable without using hotkeys on your missile tricks. But I do recommend using hotkeys on your Rose or Ghost unit, in case you encounter that not enough energy and you like misclick your unit. But again, doable, very doable. That was close. Let's get rid of that. Let's lock down more of these guys. There we go. Very standard. Let's save again. Make sure you always save. Hey, this time I offer saves, guys. Could you imagine if I didn't give the player the ability to save? If I didn't? Man, that would have been some disastrous level of difficulty right there. Too hard. But, you know, since I'm the map maker, I know what's up, you know, basically. And you can always change your hotkey setting for the lockdown. Instead of L, you can change to something else. Because this is remastered. You have that ability to do so. And I did watch the live stream of Jay Barino's playthrough of this, and it looked like, yeah, this segment is a lot harder than the previous one, the first test. I expected the first test to be harder, but Jay Barino, he actually breezed through it pretty quickly. I'm surprised. Okay, let's do more lockdown. Again, just make sure your fingers are butterfingers, or rather, what I mean by butterfingers, you have to be very... your turret should be attacking every time. You shouldn't be idle like this. And good. Oh, now that I realize Rose has some reduced HP, so I'll need to use medic in the 4th segment to heal him up, I guess. But yeah, you can kind of argue if you're playing this for the first time that this segment is a little bit too long, but keep in mind, I did play test this a lot and I felt like the difficulty was on like pretty perfect here. But after seeing Jay's playthrough and some of the comments of the live stream, I guess I can admit that this part is a bit too long. Oh well. An excellent use of Rose and missile turrets, Director. You're halfway finished now. Step onto that beacon for the next part of the training. Oh, that's that. Let's go to the next one.
Call the shot.
Your next test involves correctly answering military combat scenarios. I'll give you one example. A fully upgraded Marine wins against a fully upgraded Firebrand. Yes or no? The answer is no, obviously. To answer yes, you have to simply step on the red beacon. If you think the answer is no, you have to go to the teal beacon. Since you hold a director status, you only have one chance to answer each question correctly. There will be 10 questions in total. If you happen to answer them incorrectly, well, let's just say it won't be pretty for you and Rose. Now, are you ready? This should be fun. Indeed. Let's pass the 3rd test, guys. Let's save.
Your first question. A Marine loses against an SCV in a 1v1 combat when they're both unupgraded. Yes or no?
And you might think before you answer the question, okay, so red means yes, as indicated by the green cursor right now. And the teal beacon answers no, which is indicated by the red beacon. Kind of reverse it around, kind of trip up the player if they weren't paying attention, but that's another intention I did. And the question was, a Marine against an SCV in a 1v1 combat. And in StarCraft 2, a Marine would definitely wreck an SCV over there, but in StarCraft 1, SCVs have 60 HP, which means if you micro the SCV and the Marine is unupgraded, which means it doesn't have an attack range, the SCV actually can kill a Marine in a 1v1 combat scenario. But which means the answer is obviously, you guessed it, no, because the SCV wins. But let's see what happens if I answer yes.
I'm all over it.
Answered correctly.
Oh, was it the other way around? Okay, whatever, but yeah.
Thanks to Expert Dane, we're able to gather this analysis. Second question. A Dragoon can kill a Zealot head-on in combat. Yes or no?
Unfortunately, Zealot is stronger, so the answer is no. But I'll say yes this time, and then I'll show you what happens if you answer the question wrong. Ah, I expected more from you, Director. Fire the cannon! What is this? And that's what happens. So if you answer wrong, you're annihilated. Along with Rose. So the answer is no.
Answered correctly.
And that keeps happening if you answer the question
Third
wrong.
question. A UAD Valkyrie frigate is able to overpower a Protoss scout. Yes or no?
No, because the Protoss Scout is stronger than the Valkyrie.
Answered correctly.
Unfortunately. Even though they cost the same.
Next question. The Terran Vulture is the fastest land vehicle in our military. Yes or no?
Well, I say Examiner. The answer is obviously yes.
That's correct.
I hear that.
Another question. It takes 3 Yamato energy blasts from a battlecruiser to destroy an academy. Yes or no?
And it actually does.
Answered correctly.
Because it has 600 HP. The Academy does.
Sixth question. A fully upgraded Protoss Archon can win against a fully upgraded battlecruiser if it doesn't use the Yamato gun. Yes or no?
And you might be surprised, but yes, the Archon destroys a battlecruiser. Even because, I guess, because, you know, Protoss, when they're fully upgraded, they have both shield and Protoss armor upgrade. Unlike like the Terran and Zerg, they only have, you know, just armor and attack. So yes, the Archon actually wins, and you can try it out
correct.
if you're really curious.
I'm all over it.
Next question. The Empire's Arc-Light Siege Tank has an attack range of 10 when in siege mode. Yes or no?
No, it's actually 12. So this answer should be no.
Answered correctly. A standard siege tank can attack at a range of 12. You're doing great so far. The next 3 questions will be hard even for you, Director. Try to remember your military studies. 8th question. A fully upgraded Hydralisk can kill a fully upgraded Zergling in a deathmatch. Yes or no?
And if
I'm sure you know what a Hydralisk is.
And if you haven't watched my that one video from, what was it? I've been saying this a lot too, but I think I showcased it in Trans custom campaign. It was the Zerg where we had the Protoss ally. Yeah, go check that out. And the Hydralisk loses against the Zerg guys. I'm not even kidding. You can actually do it.
Answered correct.
Do it on yourself. You know, try it out.
9th question. 2 wraiths without cloak can destroy a Goliath in combat. Yes or no?
Nah, cause raids are paper planes.
That's correct.
Goliath's too strong.
Last question. A Vulture Spider Mine triggers when an enemy Archon is within its activation zone. Yes or no?
Now, if you're new to StarCraft, you might think, yes it does, but actually Archons are considered hover units like Vultures, so yeah, Spider Mines don't get triggered. But for some reason, I feel like High Templars, they're like hovering too, but they get triggered. I don't know why. So, what was the question again? Was it yes or no? No, you can't just do save and loads. Okay, that was the wrong one.
More from you, Director. Fire the cannon!
But we'll see the good old explosion and then load back. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't trigger, so it's no.
That's correct. Not bad, Director. Not bad at all. Now comes the real deal. It'll be the last test of this training. Step on that teleportation beacon.
Okay, go back to the teleportation beacon, and we get to the macro portion.
This is your final test. We'll see if you're capable of leading our soldiers into the battlefield when the time is right. Anyway, I've gathered up a bunch of convicts from Flower to this platform, where you'll dispose of them. And that's not the only thing you're concerned with, Director. You're to assassinate the convicts' head honcho, Big Boss. I've given them the liberty to use our military arsenal at their disposal. Of course, they'll be blasted away by our canyon if they do something that doesn't pertain to your training. That's why I've incentivized them that if they kill you, the Empire of Bloodthorn shall set them free. So take this matter seriously as you would in a real battle. Oh, I forgot to mention something. The convicts are well aware if they lift a single structure off of the platform, that structure will be blasted down into a million pieces. This is to prevent them from doing something stupid. This rule applies to you too, Director. So don't do anything stupid. Also, your SCV pilots have limited building codes on certain structures, so keep that in mind. Anyway, commence the final test.
Alright, let's get to the final test. And COVID Hill sure likes to use anyway.
I'm all over it.
So let's check the mission objectives. Pass the final test by destroying the convict space and killing the boss. And of course, Rose must survive. Good. So yes, I made a trigger so that if the player lifts a building, yeah, it'll explode into bazillion pieces. So when you build your structures in this segment or this final test, make sure you're building things correctly. And you might be wondering, oh DK, what's that green thing at the north side of the map? It's a supply depot with some friendlies. So this, and then you can tell we can't build a command center or a supply depot and some other stuff, which means we're, like how it was mentioned, we're limited with our structures here. I'm gonna build a barracks somewhere down here.
SCV good to go,
Yeah,
sir.
that's what I'll do.
Job finished. Orders, Captain? Yes, sir.
And let's get our upgrades first.
I read you.
Pretty simple, straight so far. I want to really heal Rose, but you can kind of scout around with Rose, but when you do, you should be careful because there are a certain part of the map where the AI Brown uses spider mice, particularly over here. I'll have Rose kind of destroy that bunker because he has superior attack range, and that the same can be said when comparing the regular ghost unit to hero ghost units like Sarah Kerrigan, Samir Duran, Alexei Stukov, because their attack range is, I think it's like 6, while the ghost has attack range of 7, which is kind of weird.
Yes, sir. Job finished. Yes, sir.
I mean, what are you gonna do about it? You know? Let's see, let's get an academy here, get more marines, and I'm using remaster ramps. This ramp is not available in 1.16, so I actually like the remaster ramps to a degree. To a degree, guys. To a degree. And
Yes, sir.
I did also
Right away, sir.
have the player the ability to
SCV good to go, sir.
expand. You might be thinking, DK, you can't even build command centers. How are you gonna have the player expand? Well, you'll see soon enough.
I'm gone. I'm all over it.
And despite Rose's weak attack damage, his upgrades are pretty good actually.
Give me some of this shit.
Okay, I need medic ASAP. Medics.
Commander, ghost report.
And I'll bring Rose back here. He's supposed to be fully... He's supposed to have full HP, but during this segment, the battle cruiser attacked Rose. I should really catch that. I can do that by having Rose be invulnerable, I guess, but whatever. Let's get our favorite unit, the siege tank. And if you go down there, there's a siege tank down there. We're gonna destroy that after I get Rose healed up. Which is good. I think I need more SCVs. My upgrade's almost done. Let's get rid of the spider mines down here. Okay, that was bad. I'm not gonna load them, but I will say no. That was pretty bad. Not gonna lie. And I need more energy on medics, but I don't know. I'm gonna wait a bit. Let's get out. Not gonna build a bunker. It's not really necessary. You just need siege tanks and marines and medics.
Ghost reporting.
Alright, let's bring Rose, and I'm gonna get rid of the siege tank over there. I also intentionally made the player to not have access to comset, and so no protection. And you might be wondering, oh, you can actually get more than level 1 upgrades. You'll see soon enough.
I'm all over it.
Anyway, let's knock these guys down. Let's attack. Okay, there we go. And sorry about the other noise, guys. My parents are in my room for some reason.
Call the shot.
Okay, and then I need more gas.
Ghost reporting.
And there's another siege tank there, which I will try to destroy. I want to get an army.
Call the shot. Piece of me, boy. Go, go, go.
More marines. And this section is the easiest of all because I made it so that the player has the freedom to kind of explore around and, you know, just your standard macro, right, guys? So 75% of this map is really, I would even say 75%. Is more like 50% micro related, 25% trivia, and this 25% is obviously macro, which is what StarCraft should be about. And never lift your barracks. I'll show you what happens if you lift your barracks. Yes. That's what happens, unfortunately.
Destination.
So you gotta build correctly,
I'm here. Orders,
or not correctly rather, but build a little bit better. You know, think of it like you're an architect. You know. But anyway, there is an expand location down here, which you can control a command center, of course. Again, it's not necessary.
No one hit him. I hear that.
I'll get rid of this guy first.
I'm here. Orders, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get rid of the missile turret, and then I'll be on my way.
Identify target.
Because they're gonna use dropships here and then
Destination.
to defend this area. I made the certain units invulnerable just so the AI doesn't need to rebuild certain stuff.
Your medical emergency.
Orders, sir.
Just yeah, because there's not much room in this map.
I'm on the job. On my way.
Okay, let's go.
Someone page me.
Call the shot.
There's another There's another sets of spider mines down here, which I should be careful.
Absolutely.
And again, and it's another reason why
Yes, sir. Orders, sir.
I did no scan.
Your forces are under
Kind of
Proceed.
makes you kind of be more aware of how to play, basically.
Orders, sir. Delighted to,
State the
sir.
nature of your medical
Okay,
emergency.
see spider mines? I think one more, right? Okay. And by going near the command center, it'll give us access.
Proceed.
Where does it hurt?
Piece of me, boy.
And again, you don't need to repair that.
Give me something to shoot.
Not necessary.
Your forces are under attack.
And now we gained ourselves additional supplies, which is good.
Proceed.
Call the shot.
Orders, sir.
Commander,
Reporting for duty.
give me something to shoot.
Medical
Yes,
assistance.
sir. Destination. Yes, sir.
Call the shot.
Your forces are under attack.
Let's move.
I read you.
Never know
Did
what
someone page me?
Identify
Check.
target. Absolutely. Moving.
Looks like no one's inside the bunker, which is good.
Ready to roll out.
Got more units. I'll get Charon boosters, Charon, whatever you want to say it. And there's a science facility which enables us to get more stuff. Oh, I wanted to save that C-Stink, but whatever.
Need medical attention?
And this also allows us to get nukes. I'll save again here.
Ghost report.
It's a little wonky expand place, but this is good enough here, to be honest.
Orders, sir.
You can also build missile turrets here, because the AI will be very aggressive dropping units from down here.
Calling online.
State the nature of your medical
See.
Identify target.
Armor complete.
Yes, sir.
And we can keep getting upgrades. Oh, and we can also get nukes,
Sufficient phosphoric gas.
if you want.
Orders, Captain.
Let's actually bring some SVs down here.
Destination.
State the nature of your medical emergency.
Oh, wait, that's bad.
Your forces are under attack.
Delighted to, sir. Absolutely.
Looks like we have better vision.
Call the shot.
Destination.
And let's repair that.
Did someone page me?
Orders, sir. Absolutely.
I'll leave one C-Stink, man. Just get ocular implants for Rose. Oh, looks like you can't fit over there.
Base is under attack.
Need more tanks though,
Destination. Proceed.
Something to shoot.
and more upgrades.
Identify target.
But you can opt to choose to get nukes, but it's not necessary, to be honest. It's not necessary.
Yes, sir. Destination.
But I do give the player the option to play with nukes if they wish.
Base is under attack.
Systems functional.
Yes, sir. I read
Okay, good.
you. Orders received.
I think there should be another C-Stink down here. Yes.
Right away.
Commander,
Yes, sir.
Little random
Forces
gas
are under attack.
with the indication of boob, which is what I also did in
Yes, sir.
Part-Time Alliance.
Moving.
Just a little reference here and there.
Moving.
jacked up and
I don't think my Marines can reach this area, but it's a long ass bridge, isn't it, guys? And yeah, they're gonna keep attacking down here, but you know what? I'll get a nuke, why not? Which means I'll need to get a geyser there.
Orders, sir. Orders, Captain.
Not enough energy.
Okay, let's get back a bit.
Base is under attack.
Oh god, that's not good.
Yes, sir. Orders, sir.
And the reason why I got to this area first is because there are sea snakes placed high ground over there. Yes, they are attacking here a lot, but it's okay. Draw them in. Or not.
Your forces are under attack.
Let's get a round of nuke.
Upgrade complete.
Probably get another barracks though.
Destination.
State the nature of your medical emergency.
But you don't need nukes.
Destination. Latitude, sir.
But what I learned from Jay Marino's playthrough is that yeah, this part needs to be toned down. Initially it was even harder, guys. I'm not even joking. It was a lot harder. But before submitting it to Jay Marino's mini Mapperino, I toned it down a little bit, but for some reason I guess it was still too hard. But he eventually got through it, which you know,
Base is under attack.
I'm very proud of. I'm sure you can too, guys. It's not too bad.
Reporting for duty.
How did this XP get stuck there? That's weird. Okay, let's get more upgrades. Looks like I only limited the player to get level 2 upgrades. I don't even... It's been a while since I...
Base is under
It's been a while since I last made this. But... Okay, let's save.
nuclear launch detected. Upgrade complete.
Very good.
Standing by. Outstanding.
Don't want to attack that, please.
Let's move. Never know what hit.
Up goes the weasel! Oh, the poor Marine. Friendly fire, friendly
Base
fire.
is under attack.
And there's gonna be big boss here, because in case you're not sure of the mission objective, we were told to destroy Big Boss and his base. And you might be thinking, what the hell is Big Boss? Oh, he's not really special or anything. He's literally just a firebat. Same stats as that of a firebat. I intentionally did that, so like, if the player suddenly like got here and then destroyed this guy without even seeing him, you know, the player might be wondering, okay, where the hell is Big Boss? Well, the story is you're very significant. That's the story, guys.
Insufficient force field.
And we have limited supplies, but I think this should be good enough, to be honest. Again, I wanted the macro portion to be a little bit more unique in its own way. So that's what I did. And yes, Rose gets 2 damage per upgrade. Pretty good. I should, but of course he's not good against other units, like tanks or mechanical units basically. And that should be it. Not much else to say, dude. The only big part is here, like the AI.
Excellent work. With this, your training is complete. Your official duty starts tomorrow. Head to the governor's office in Vineyard Flower. He'll tell you what needs to be done. Probably going to be working with Protoss again or something.
And that's the yep, that's it. That was Unorthodox training, guys. I did all the voice acting this time. Special thanks to the players for checking out my map submission, the viewers for watching the playthrough. And there's one more. And everyone else for keeping the StarCraft community alive for over 20 years. And that's me. That's DK right there, remastered. Okay, he's gone.
Sir.
Upgrade complete.
And that was Unorthodox training. Very unusual indeed. We killed a lot of units just because of that one segment, the lockdown, the second test. And yeah, not much else to say. This map did take some time to make, but it didn't take that long, to be honest. You know, I was pretty stoked. I made it during COVID-19, although granted I had to still go to work and whatnot, but I had some leisure time here and there, and yeah, I decided to submit this, and the result? I'm proud of it. I like it. The voice acting could have been better. Some of the dialogue seemed kind of like wonky, but whatever. I wanted this to be submitted. It's more for the gameplay, which I think I delivered good enough, you know, except for the lockdown part. But I mean, to me, it's easy, and I guess to some people with good reflex, they'll find that part easier. But I guess to the majority of, you know, the StarCraft players, they might find that part, that test, second test, to be really difficult and kind of long. But yeah, I learned a lot from Jay's playthrough of it, and my next submission, I'm not gonna do like some wonky stuff like this anymore. I'm gonna focus purely on standard macro. No more micro, guys. No more micro. Not until I get bored again. But that's it for DK, folks. I hope you enjoy watching this. I'll keep uploading trans custom campaign. See ya later.